There's the leg grab. I might be dead. I might be dead. Might be dead. I am surprised I pulled that off.
Nice.
No! You don't show me anything. Let me see. Let me try something. Nice.
Finish him. Kitana wins. Fatality.
The combo freedom in this game is so good. Mother Russia, Arc strikes you. Julius strikes again. My man. Not one shot. Now. Got Thunderstorm.
There we go. I'm getting job level. Nice. Whoa! One shot. That's over. We were OP. Wow, we fried that guy. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. 9. We got the dub! Suck it, you smug bitch!
Done. Hey, that was my best chain yet. I'm gonna have to clip that one. I got up to 6. I'm getting better at this chaining stuff. Getting better at chaining. Oh, I want to do Raiko. Oh, that was a nice setup. Keep your hands up at all times. Might have to clip that one though. It's like you tried to charge up and you failed. Take that. Eat it. I'm scared to approach him. Ronan, how's it going? Ow, God. Oh, it hit him as he killed me. Oh, no. Oh, no. There's the leg grab. I might be dead. I might be dead. Might be dead. I am surprised I pulled that off. Round, let's go. Yes. Yo! We gotta clip that one. That was for you, Dad. That was for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live!
We are live, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Glad to see you all here. I would have started earlier, but, you know, I had a little bit of a headache. Nothing too serious. It was just because I was hungry. It's one thing at my job is that we have lunch really, really early, and by the time we... Oh, the gong did not sound. Ronan, hello. You know you have like a whole bunch of channel points anyway. I would refund them, but you have probably infinite points. But how are you, sir? Hope you're doing well. Anyway, as I was saying, oh, browser source is offline. Let me fix that. Okay, now they updated their TOS. Lovely. Alright. I guess it's about time I'll fix that for you. Where's that gong? Gong. So I can, but hope everybody's doing well tonight. As I was saying, I did have a headache earlier. It wasn't anything serious, but it was just hunger. You know, it was hunger. As I was saying at my job, we have lunch a little bit too early. Sometimes between like 10:30 to 11 o'clock, and I don't get home till 4. So it's like, I was feeling quite sluggish. I was like, oh my god, my head is pounding. But I'm alright now. We're good. No need to worry. Otherwise I wasn't going to stream at all. Let me test out this gong for you, since you already cashed it in. Sound alerts, browsers. I already ate before I got on stream. Oh, my browser source seems to be offline. Oh, looks like I'm going to have to fix that soon enough. But yeah, I already ate. I'm good. That's it. There we go. That should work now, if it hasn't already. I had some pasta with sausage. It's not necessarily my favorite. My mom makes that almost every week. It's come down to the point where I'm like, I don't want it, but I didn't want to spend any money eating out, so that's what we got. It's good, but it's way too greasy for my taste. Even though I will scorch on some Popeye's chicken like a motherfucker. But it's just pasta and sausage, and I don't really like it. But I needed something right away, and I didn't want to spend my money on like DoorDash and stuff, because that shit adds up a lot. people don't realize that until it's too fucking late, and it's like, oh god, what am I doing? But as for all of y'all, I'm alright. I didn't stream yesterday because I've been working on something. I've been working on something for my anniversary stream. I already have my True K25 trailer already in the can. It's already been made. I've been just waiting to unveil it to everybody, and everybody knows it's kind of like my thing to make a new channel trailer every single year. I don't every single year, kind of like a new season of sorts. But yeah, that's normally what I do, and I have a slightly new, have some new logos made and stuff like that. Not like any like logos like these that you see on the side of the screen that will change anything, but I got some new stuff that I've been working on, and I got another channel trailer I'm gonna make throughout the weekend. So stay tuned for that. I'm probably gonna unveil one either on stream and have the other one unveiled the day before. Gleerock isn't a Hydra, but it is a subspecies of Gleeok, which are basically Hydra-like dragons. I see. And I think excuse me. We are on day 6 of Nintendo. I do appreciate all the support that I've gotten thus far. I did not think that doing this idea was going to really work, but it turns out that there's a lot of Nintendo fans out there, and considering that I've beaten about 300 plus games, a lot of them were not for Nintendo. A lot of them are not Nintendo games, and now we are trying to fix that little by little. I've actually started the original Legend of Zelda offline. I know I'm not going to get through every single Zelda game on stream, so, and plus I need something to do off of it, because I don't want to have the problem where I constantly need an audience to beat a game. But I am playing the original Legend of Zelda offline, and I'm playing the Minish Cap here. Now, when I look at my schedule, and I think, Threadnought, you are absolutely right. Beating this game in a calendar week is probably ambitious at best, especially for a very first playthrough. So we probably might have to throw that shit out again. So we're gonna play this game until we're done with it, because there's only like one game this year that I did not finish, and that was FF60 edition. I'm still gonna get back to it. I haven't deleted any files, haven't gave up on it. It's still happening. It's just not gonna happen right now, because there just comes down to a point where you got to take a break after getting your ass kicked so much. And that was the problem with Final Fantasy IX Alternate Fantasy, where you just kept getting your ass kicked too much, and you just want to finish the damn game, but the game doesn't allow you to. And the original is going to be rough, especially without a guide. That's why I have a guide already saved on my phone, so I already have the game, already have like a guide saved on my phone. Through the let's see, what do I have saved here? I have Zelda through ZeldaDungeon.net, and that's been practically been my Bible, you know, when it comes to any like Zelda tips and things like that. And I'm definitely been using that to guide myself through the game. Right now I have like 6 hearts. I'm just gathering enough materials. I just got an arrow, just bought an arrow from one of the merchants, and about to get through my very first dungeon. But I just want to make sure I get my potions and all that stuff before I explore that. So I'll keep you guys posted on my solo Zelda journey, as opposed to you guys seeing it here. But since there are so many games in the Zelda series, I don't think not streaming the very first game would be too much of a loss. But I'm liking the Minish Cap thus far. I really am. I'm actually really enjoying this game. I did not think at the start I was gonna like a Zelda game, but I am. So it was almost a very hard sell, a very very hard sell at first until I got around to it felt like Castlevania to me. And what I meant by that, it was a hard sell at first, and then I ended up growing to like it. The juxtaposition between the original, which is miserably with NPCs, the sword only goes forward, and the maps are a bit on the basic side. Yeah, the maps feel very grid-like, you know. The maps feel very grid-like, and the one thing I'm not really playing the original game per se, but I am playing the Legend of Zelda, the Super NES version. Yes, there's a guy named Infidelity that actually ported the NES game to the Super Nintendo. So, like, any lag and stuff like that, all the original problems with the game are completely erased. So, I can enjoy the game without all the original problems. But it's still challenging as all hell. But the sword only goes forward, and the maps are a bit on the basic side. Yeah, the maps are very grid-like, very very grid-like. And if you're a little bit off, you're like lost, and you get punished by a whole bunch of sprites. And you can taste the progression of the series. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. It is like night and day playing the original game from 1986 to the game that was made 20 years later. There is a huge difference, man. Kind of like with Castlevania. You could see the progression. But one would argue the game has been relatively the same from Symphony of the Night onward, with a little bit of slightly different stuff. But anyway, there's a Japanese version of the original. There's a dungeon with a certain Hindu-Buddha symbol, but it had been changed to the Western release because of 20th century politics. Yes, yes, and that was a common theme for Nintendo games. That is one thing I have noticed with Nintendo games in the West. Like, they had to censor a lot of stuff. Like, one common culprit is Final Fantasy, and when you play the English versions of those games, back in the any references to holy, gone. It's Pearl. It's called Pearl. Pearl, white magic. Alright, fine. A lot of censorship. It's way different compared to the original Japanese version. And thank goodness the pixel remasters exist, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. But back in the it's completely different. And I'm glad that we don't have to worry about that as much. But yeah, like, any religious or references is like taken out in the Western versions of the game. Of a lot of Nintendo games back in the day, because Nintendo was family friendly and still holds that family friendly image. Now it's just old man Nintendo wants to ban everybody. I'm missing in Final Fantasy IV Yang's first line. His war cry was a sneeze. I think personally that was just a rough mistranslation. But then again, like, if you play like those early Final Fantasy games, like back in the day, whoo, those English translations are really, really bad. Just to let you guys know, like, if you ever play like the original like Super Nintendo version of Final Fantasy 4 or 5 or hell even 6, oh boy, oh man, those are some rough translations, man. Not that the games are bad, it's just that script. You can tell they were rushed for time. I'll just say that. I was like, you can tell they were rushed for time. It's like, hey, we need to localize this for the English audience. Do something right now. The game comes out tomorrow. But, yeah, I think But yeah, we're gonna continue on with the dialogue is hilarious. Yes, it is bad. I don't mean bad as in terrible, but it's so bad it's good. That's what I mean by that. I don't mean it's terrible. It's so bad it's good. It's like playing like old Sega games from back in the day, like House of the Dead or Shenmue, where the voice acting is so cringe, but it's so freaking funny. With it just sounds like they're just reading from the script and nothing else. No emotion, just deadpan delivery. Like, you guys see me play House of the Dead 2 before. Who would do such a thing? Bro, did you just wake up? Also, it's one of those games where the Japanese developer assumed Americans are stupid. Yeah. Common theme back in the late 80s and 90s. Americans are dumb. Let's turn down the game. Or, let's make the game harder for Americans. Because renting does not exist over here. But let's go on ahead and get started. I think Nintendo assumed even as far as 2001 it was Advance Wars in Fire Emblem. Yeah, Americans are dumb. We must dumb this down. They don't understand. Unless they're like a super weeb. Anyway. Bruce!
It's time!
It's time indeed. To what? Play the game. Hit the music.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game!
Okay. I'm surprised the many times I have played that damn song, I've only been muted one time. Let's not jinx it. Let's not jinx it into existence. But luckily, it's not it's a snippet and not the whole 3-minute plus theme, or else I'd definitely be taken down. But very glad that we haven't had that kind of issue yet. But we're playing the Minish Cap, everybody. My very first Zelda game, baby's first Zelda game. I know that honor belongs to Skyward Sword, as it's been brought to my attention, but we're not playing Skyward Sword. This is my very first Zelda game, so kind of like how Final Fantasy VII, that game over there is baby's first Final Fantasy, and there's a reason why I've beaten the game over 60 or so times. And no, you will not see me beat that game again. Beat the original version again. Well, at least not the original game in its original state. No. But I do have to figure out what games I'm going to be playing for next month for PS1 month, as we're celebrating 30 years of PlayStation 1, or 30 years of PlayStation in general. So the one thing I don't want to do for for PlayStation 1 month is not revisit the Final Fantasy games. I've done that too many times. I mean, I've played Final Fantasy VII OG at least 3 times on stream. Final Fantasy VIII twice. Final Fantasy IX, that's going to be next year for the 25th anniversary. So, want to avoid that. There's a lot of great PS1 games that I have not touched. There's some I haven't touched in many years. And I do want to relive some of these games. I've already beaten Castlevania Symphony of the Night twice, so I don't want to do that again either. So, yeah, that. Don't know what I'm gonna do. I have an idea for some of the games I want to play, but I want to have some fresh playthroughs as well. But I'll probably figure that out during Thanksgiving weekend. Skyward Sword is more comparable to Final Fantasy 13. I don't have an opinion on Final Fantasy 13 simply because I never played it. I have heard by word of mouth that the game is bad, but I can't say it because I haven't played it. Now, I played 13.2. I have not played 13.1 or Lightning Returns. I have not played either of those games. I'm not intrigued to play them either. I played a demo of 13.2 and I was quite bored. I was, after 2 hours, not interested. And I think 2 hours is enough of a sample size for a video game to realize if you want to play it or not. You know, if the demo if the demo couldn't hook me, I would hate to play the whole game. And the one Final Fantasy where I just put the game down and didn't want to play it anymore was Type 0, which was a spin-off. I did not care for that game. Like, I put 10 to 12 hours into that, and I was like, I am bored. There was nothing about it that excited me. I'm pretty sure there's a good game in there somewhere, but I certainly couldn't find it. Now, if you found it, if anybody else in the chat found it, good on you. But I couldn't find it, man. I wouldn't recommend Type 0 to anybody. It's somewhere in the PlayStation Store if you want to play it. And I think it's on the Xbox Store as well. That's where I probably have it. Alright. Here we go. Didn't I have a save state that already has me down here? There we go. I already back down to back to Hyrule, so I didn't want to go back to the exact same spot. Save ourselves some time. Let's see here. Let me have my Minish Cap walkthrough already up and running. Yes, I have a guide in the background because I know there are some people right now who are up late as hell right now. So I'm gonna have to go with my guide just in case Plan A happens to fall asleep. And just as I was wondering who could be behind this, I find my old master. Zavati. And as always, you are all dressed in the shabbiest of rags. Is my shit muted? I think the sound is muted. I already got the fire element as well as the earth one. I already got earth and fire. Yeah, it took me about like 30 minutes. I lost like 30 minutes of progress, but I ended up getting it. My curses are not to be mocked. The one I cast on you is the most powerful. No matter what power you wield, you'll never break it. You haven't changed in the slightest. You should have never created that cap. It only fueled your insane desires. Wait just a minute. You mean to tell me this blabber beak is Vadi's master? Fool. A hat that grants the wishes of its wearer is a spectacular creation. Thanks to you, I've gone from being a meek, minuscule nothing to the greatest sorcerer alive. You must stop me now. I have you to thank for it. Accept this small gesture as a gratitude from me. Excuse me. Oh man, we got a boss fight. they just charge at you? Not really the best strategy. They ain't the brightest tools in the shed. That foul body. What can you scheming now? Ron? Beque, an explanation of what has happened. Yeah.